A quick hit with the cutoff disc removes the rest of the hardware. Then the leaf spring bolts can come out with, of course, a little persuasion from our friend the hammer. Then the leaf springs can be removed from the truck and set aside. The last part to go is the tailpipe, which we'll be upgrading later on. Closer to the rear axle so we can install the leaf springs underneath the axle this time. The only problem is we've removed a lot of weight from the rear end of this frame and the truck isn't very well balanced. In fact, I have a screw jack up front that's supporting a lot of the weight. So we need to add some ballast back here so whenever I raise the lift, the truck doesn't do a nosedive. So nothing works better than a couple of old mud tires. Usually that's done with a keg, but a couple of tires work too. The truck frame is lowered down towards the axle and the leaf springs go right back into place. And the hardware gets snug, but we'll torque it later on with the truck on the ground. The axle saddles installed over the spring center bolt with a hole towards the front. The truck is raised back up, and the axle slides right into its new home, 6 inches lower than before. The provided U-bolts slide on, along with a lower spring mount, and nuts and washers hold everything together. Because the truck is going to sit so much lower, the kit includes these shock extensions. They require the original large shock bolt, a 5/16 hole to be drilled, and 2 small bolts will keep it from twisting. Now, the new shocks can be installed, which are optimized for a lowered street truck. Now, it's just a matter of making things look nice and pretty. I'll knock down the plug welds with a 40 grit flap wheel, then switch to 80 grit, and finally, some cleanup work with 80 grit on a DA sander. We're not looking for perfection here, just a smooth and low-key appearance. I'll hit it with some wax and grease remover, etch prime the bare metal spots, then hit it with a few coats of Duplicolor semi-gloss black. Lastly, the new shorter bump stops go into a pre-drilled hole in the notch. I think this is kind of cool because half the people who watch this are going to hate it, but secretly like it. And the other half of people who watch this are going to go home and they're going to want to do it. That's why lowered four-wheel drive is awesome.
Yeah, I got it.